Great to co-host Clinton. Okay.
Okay, thank you very much.
Good afternoon. Okay, you're all right. Just let a couple more people join in, and then we'll get started at 2 o'clock. Just to explain the straddle trade. Some guys will already probably know it because they've done it before and with some success. So yeah, but I'll explain again for the new guys. Okay. Whilst I've got a moment here, I just want to put on my name here. Okay, I'm putting my number up there. That's obviously guys who want some training advice, etc. But clearly on live accounts, not on demos. Okay. Great. What else? Oh yes, and don't forget, you join the training room Zoom. We do have a training room every day, 9:30 to 11, except the weekends. So those are first timers here, want to learn practical aspects of trading, please join me in the training. It's like a forum, we join in, we try and get a happy family going where we all improve our trading skills and hopefully get better at it. Okay, so that's the trading room on normal days. You've got my number there. Right, I'm just going to give you quickly the economic calendar. The expect is 180K. It's half past now, isn't it? I just cut mine. Just a second. There you are. Now, if you haven't got the economic calendar, now you have it. There you are. Copy, keep it minimized, and keep an eye on it. You don't want to be jumping into a trade just before a major economic fundamental is released. It could screw up the trade, it could go your favor, but then it might not. Just bear that in mind. Okay, so greetings, Mohammed and everybody. Right. Okay, yes. Non-farm payrolls, first Friday every month, unless otherwise specified. It's a major US fundamental, often known as the jobs report, and it will be released at 2:30, whether it be more jobs added to the system or basically less than expected. We don't know what that figure is going to be. We can all have opinions, but still that's what they are. They're opinions. We don't know until the data's released at 2:30. Right, on the release of that data, if it's exactly the same, it's going to be a bit disappointing. So clearly I want it to be different. The bigger the difference between the actual and the forecast, in theory, the bigger the movement. Okay, so we don't know which way it's going to go. Gold up, you can use the euro dollar, you can use the dollar yen if you like, or whatever. But that's up to you. You've done it before, your choice, your money, etc. But I'm going to use gold in this particular instance. And you can either follow that or do your own things, up to you. Okay, now I was looking at doing a dollar between the two, but I'm thinking maybe probably $2 above and below. I've changed to $2. So in fact, the risk will be 40 Rand per 0.01. So each and every one of you, you've got to work out your own volumes. I can't ask me because I don't know how much money you got, and everyone's got different amounts, different risk profiles. That is your responsibility to work out what you're prepared to risk on the trade. Now, if you want to risk 40 Rand, clearly 0.01, 400, 0.1, 4,000, 1.0, etc. Okay, so that's your job, 40 Rand and my crew to work it out. If you're doing a dollar yen or euro $1, you can work on about 80 Rand a micro, and you can use 10 pips above and below. So you're doing the currency ones, 10 pips above and below. But if you're going to stick with mine, it'll be the gold, and it's going to be $2 above and $2 below. This is what we call a straddle trade, where I'm going to show you how it's done, where you put a buy stop in and a sell stop. Not complicated, pretty straightforward. First time it seems complicated, so just follow it. I'll do it a couple of times. Sure. Now, before you do it, make sure that when you place order, it will be clearly 2:05, put in around about 25 past, something like that, just a reminder. The reason why I'm not going to put it in right this minute and leave it in case one gets filled, there's not much movement. I expect the markets to be very quiet, leading to very important economic fundamental. Okay, but it still will have some moves you can see at the moment. Last thing you want to do is while the buy or the sell trade gets filled. Now, the next question, is it buy trade or sell trade? It's neither. It's completely separate. If you're already in gold, doesn't matter. That's a completely separate trade. This is new and separate, and it's a straddle trade. We're going to place an order above market and below. What can happen is, if one of them is triggered, you cancel the other one or delete the other one and let the one that clearly has been filled, let it run. You can always put a stop loss in afterwards, run it up, or do whatever. Exit when you want, put a stop loss, modify a stop loss, normal sort of story. Okay, so when you place the order, you're just going to put a buy stop in and a sell stop. No TP, no SL. So when the data released, you cancel the one that's not filled and you run with the one clearly that is. No more complicated than that. Okay, right. That was just the same thing, Munro. XAU USD, Donkey, thank you. It's same thing. Gold XAU, like you got oil WTI, WTI US, or whatever. Same thing. Okay. If you use gold, do it. Some platforms go XAU USD. That's what people are familiar with that particular code. Same thing. Okay, right. So go to the gold, keep it on the 15-minute, and right, just double click on there, and you're going to go to market execution and change it to pending order and then a buy stop, and you're going to put your volumes in. I'm going to put in this amount for me, but you put in you work your own out, okay? And then I'm going to put the price in at $2 above. This is the mechanic to show how you're doing it, okay? You'll be filling it just now, so just make sure you got the idea. So it's $2 above. That means it's about 1981.50, something like that. 1981.5, and you place the order. You should be able to see it by doing this. There we go, trade level. Okay, I've got another one there, my mistake, so knock that off. Well, cancel it, beg your pardon. Okay, right. So now I've got the buy stop. If you want to see it visually there, you right click on the chart and you go down, see trade levels, click on that, and you'll see it placed there. Then you go to the gold, okay, and then you go to market. Sorry, you go to pending order. You go to the sell stop this time, and then you put in your $2 below. It's 1976.5. And you place the order. So you got one above and one below. You don't allow them to film. I'll leave it there because I can just adjust it, get too close one to the other. But that's how you do it, okay? But just make sure it's not filled before 2:30. I repeat, must not be filled before 2:30, either one. And let's say the gold shoots up, then you immediately cancel the other one and let it run. You put a stop loss in, normal trade. If it shoots down, before you do anything, you cancel this one, and then afterwards you can put a stop loss or TP or just modify or run with it, etc., etc. I hope we're all clear on that. Just mull that over. Any questions? You can verbalize it. It's you're not on mute. But please keep yourself on mute if you're not interacting, very simply because it does interfere, obviously, with the trading room. Or you can put on the chat line. But yeah, so that's how it works. So another run through, no problem at all. Actually, we want to get it all savvy before 2:30, and then we'll be placing it. That's why we started a bit early, to make sure everyone's got the hang of it. No. If you pick 2:30, as I please use your common sense here. 2:30, you place it. The information comes out at that time. So you've got to have your 2 pending orders in before the data is released. Otherwise, it's no good to you. I'm suggesting you put in about 55 past, just in case it gets filled. I mean, I'm experienced enough, I'm not worried about it. If that starts moving towards my buy, I'll just move that out of the way and move this up a bit. But for those that are inexperienced at it, rather play safe. I don't want guys bunging it in and then getting the buy or the sell filled before 2:30. But for goodness sake, make sure the full order, quarter of the order, the full order is in before 2:30. And that's what I'm suggesting, maybe about 25 past, or just
Okay.
around that, plus minus that, to get it done. The bottom line is, as long as you've got the concept, you can then think on your feet. Okay.
Okay. Hi, Roger.
Yeah.
Yes. I just want to ask, like, I have multiple accounts on the quick trade. So like the double dotted is for 1:100, or is it for 1:500?
Doesn't matter. We're talking about the leverage. Talk about the leverage. That's irrelevant. Just as long as you've got enough funds, you shouldn't be here if you haven't got enough funds, because we only can have 100 people on here. Mine
Okay.
too already. So if you haven't got enough funds, you shouldn't be here anyway, because you take the place of somebody who has enough funds. But the bottom line, you need funds. Obviously, you need funds. And if you can do the gold, it's $2 above, $2 below, $2 above the buy, $2 below the sell one, and use 40 Rand for 0.01 as your risk. Hope you can do the maths. If you want to risk 200 Rand, 40 to 200 is fine. So put 0.05. If you want to risk 400 Rand, you put 0.1. You've got to do the volumes, right? And why we're put in 20 minutes before, if it turns on Chantel, as long as they're not filled, put in right now, as long as it's not filled. But guys are putting it in and blindly following without thinking, and then putting it too early, get a bit of movement. $2 probably won't get there. It hasn't got there. It's a 50-minute chart. It hasn't got there since about 11:30. So that's going to get filled. I might even bring it down close to the time, maybe $1 above and below. But you think on your feet, you know. Yeah, I probably will bring it down a bit closer to the time. So you want to put it in now, go for it. As long as you don't get filled, that's all I'm asking. And don't forget, if one of them is filled after the dart release, first thing, close the other one. You don't want to caught in a whiplash in case it occurs.
Okay, thank you.
You got it. Good stuff. Okay, you got that, Chantel? Okay, properly. Where are you? What price is top and bottom? Yeah, but if you're going to use gold, put $2 above the buy price and $2 below the sell price, and buy stop, sell stop. Well, you take $2. Well, you work it out. Take $2 off the sell and add $2 of the buy. All good?
Roger,
Yeah, go for it.
look, I don't want to break the mood, but it's my first time trading.
No problem.
So I'm a bit slow, but what I did get is that we are on gold, and then we then set to buy stop, and then we set the price at 1981.5, and the volume is 0.50. Is there any other thing that I'm not getting?
Yeah, you're not getting the volumes. The volume's my volumes. You put in your own volume. You put in 0.5, you're in about a 3-4 grand account. I know what your account is. You've got to work out your volume before you ran risk. And it's incumbent upon yourself to know what you want to spend and risk on. I'm putting mine in, but I've got more than that amount of money. I've got more.
Oh, yeah.
So my volume will be higher, but you've got to work it out. If how much you want to risk? You want to risk 400 rand? Then you put in. You want to risk 1,000 rand,
Yeah.
right? At 40 to 1,000, what's that? 25 times, is that right? So you put 0.25.
0.25. Okay.
Above and below. But make sure you say you're going to risk 1,000. How much money you got in your account? But make sure you got free margin. So if you risk 1,000 rand, you should really have in the region of about at least 20 grand in your account. Otherwise, you're going to be overexposed.
Okay.
Just work out your volumes. This is If you don't know how to work out your volumes, then come to trade and we'll discuss it there. This is assuming you know how to work your own volumes out. I haven't got time to teach volumes.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I know.
No, it's only got 20 minutes to go. Understand that. Okay. So bottom line is, yeah, that's correct. Simple as that, Chantal. It's arithmetic. The major problem, because of fear it's new, in our heads, a natural instinct to overcomplicate it. Trust me, it ain't. It's not. It seems so because it's new, but it ain't. So it's like changing gear in a car. It looked complicated the first time, but it ain't. Okay. So yeah, you just put a buy stop and a sell stop. You want to put it in now, you can. Don't forget that volume is mine. You work out your own volume, and then $2 above, $2 below. If you want to put it in now, you can. Just make sure it's not filled. If it gets too close, I'll just start moving up and down, or you can move it up and down in your trading options. You know, you don't. All right, the SL and TP, you don't put in, and you cancel one. So if this one's filled, you cancel that one, and then afterwards you can put an SL or a TP or whatever after that if you want. You might be out in half an hour, you might be out in 20 minutes after release and sit and chit chat, see how it goes, and we'll knock it off about 3 o'clock or just before, whatever. It's convenient for everyone today. And then you might be out by, you might not still be in, you might modify your stop. If it's going very, very well, why get out of it, modify your stop into profit, let the thing run over the weekend. Who knows, you might get even more out of it. You've got to think on your feet on this. It's not an exact science. It's an art more than a science, basically. It will have an effect, yeah. I don't know the amount, I've no idea. Nobody does. It'll have an effect on about everything, yeah. What it will be, I don't know. What's the number for the sell stop? Well, what you do, if the buy stop is $2 above the buy price and the sell stop is $2 below the sell price, you just take $2 off that. So what's it now? Call it 178.50, then make it obviously 176.50. Whatever, just add $2 off that, $2 on that. All clear, guys? I don't mind going through it again. It's very important because ask Dirk or any of the other guys, they've done pretty damn well out of this, and there's no reason why you shouldn't. It's why you should do pretty well yourself. So make sure you got the mechanics and understand it. If anyone doesn't, go through it again. Very important.
Sorry, Roger.
Go for it.
Yes. Hello, Roger.
See what Dirk said there? Made a nice profit every time. There you are. Follow it. Sorry, go on. Then could get so good. Go for it.
Sorry, Roger. Hello.
Yeah, go on.
Yes, I just want to ask, like, for sell stop, ne? How much is the price?
Well, I've just told you it's $2 below a sell stop and $2 above the buy price on the buy stop.
Okay.
Got it? I'm assuming you can add $2 onto that figure there and take $2 away from this one.
Roger, there is something I'm confused about, eh?
Okay, go for it.
Yeah, do we put the sell stop or we just put just the price?
Right, Peter. No, hang on. Sorry, Peter. Just hang 5 seconds. Say that again. All you do is what I've done there. You go into the gold.
Yeah.
Okay. You go from market execution to the pending order. Click on the pending order. Not buy limit, sell limit. No, buy stop. And then you put in the volume you worked out, and you put the price. What's $2 on 1980? 1982. Clearly, so you put in 1982, and you click place, and then you do sell stop. Right. Go and click on do the sell stop. Put your volumes in, obviously. Put the pending order in. Change it to sell stop. Take $2 off the sell price. It's 1979 or whatever. Make it 1977. Bung 1977. Then place it. You have a sell stop there, and a buy stop there. Once they're placed, yeah, and then obviously the one that's triggered, obviously you run with that, and you cancel the one that is not triggered, or whatever you want to use. Are you clear now, Peter? It's buy stop, sell stop. Not do limits.
Yeah, we're good.
Market, below the market.
All right.
You got that, Peter? You got that? You got so. Have you got everyone that? Because that's very important you understand it, because you're going to be highly fed up if you don't get it right and you don't put the order in and it works out beautifully and you're missing out. See what Dirk did then? He's done several NFPs and CPI ones. There's a CPI one as well in a couple of weeks, whenever it is. And he's done well out of all of them. So why don't you?
Roger,
Yeah, go for it.
I want to ask, will this NFP work on natural gas?
No, the data release will come out at 2:30. So it's 180K is expected of jobs being added to the American economy. If it's much above that, it'll have an effect. If it's much below that, it'll have an effect on the price action. If it's exactly the same, we'll have a bit of a jump around a bit. That's the last thing we want. We want a differential, basically. Okay, now we're going to do it again quickly. Okay, I've got plenty of time. I'm going to cancel these now. Sorry, wrong one. Don't have to cancel it down there if you like. In your normal way, I just do it. Whatever. Yeah, we've got to know how to operate the platform. I'm assuming you can do that. Okay, right. So go to gold, double click, put in the volume, and then change it to buy stop. Pending order, buy stop. No stop loss, no TP, just all your buy stop, right? And then put in the price. The buy is 1979.83. Call it 1980. So I'm going to put in 1982. And place it. If you can't see that line, right click there and left click on trade levels, you should see it. Make sure it's on the 15-minute chart, by the way, guys, so you can see what's going on. And then double click, and it's time to sell stop. What's $2 below that? 1976.60. Yeah. You've got one above and one below. All good with that. The volume is 40 Rand a micro. 0.01's a micro. I don't know how much money you got, what you're prepared to risk. If you're prepared to risk 200 Rand, well, it's obviously 5 micros. It's 40 Rand a micro, exactly. So you work it out, what you're prepared to risk on it. The more you risk, the more you reward, but the more you risk. It's like anything else, common sense, yeah. Anyone not got that? We've got a couple of minutes left, so don't worry, don't panic. Anyone not got that? It's important you do get this because it can be what? Look what Dirk says, not me saying it, he's saying it. He's done bloody well out of it. And I didn't pay him to say that, guys, honest. No, joking apart, you don't miss out on it. So here's your chance to learn. That's why you come in here. So I take your time on this wonderful Friday afternoon just to learn how to do it. Does anybody not understand the mechanics of it? Buy stop, sell stop, work your volumes out at 40 Rand a micro, $2 above, $2 below. I might adjust it a bit closer, getting near the time, to maybe $1 above or below. That's up to you.
Okay, Roger, can I ask something like what is a low, margin requirements for 0.01?
That's peanuts, but you should really be in here if you only got a few hundred Rand in your account. It's really, this is open for people who've got at least 2 grand upwards to make use of it. Putting it down a little, moving a bit. Get this out of the way. Bring this down a bit.
Can I ask?
Hello. Answer a quick question to Eugene Skeet. Got it. You don't think quick? It can do. You sometimes get that's the problem. It's exactly as expected. You can get a bit of a fluctuation where it bounces up and down. You could fill both sides. Whiplash hasn't happened yet in the last 2 or 3 months. Hope it won't, but it could happen. You're quite right. I just hope it doesn't. Okay. That's why I suggested too. We did $1 last time, got away with it, but maybe $2, a bit of breathing space, just in case it comes out the same, it fluctuates. Then it might be an idea just to erase both orders. If you're not going anywhere, jumping around. Last thing on this to be filled, come up and fill the other one. Simple as that. Well, it's 40 Rand is your risk per micro. So if 1 micro is 40 Rand, 15 times 40 is 600 Rand. $53 account shouldn't be, it's too small an account, but since you are here, I would suggest you risk about $5. What's that in rands? It's about 100 Rand, about 0.02.
Excuse me, I just have a question regarding the price at which we are going to buy stop. For the stop loss and take profits, what are
No,
the
that's
answer
not
for
what
that?
the TPs. No SLs and TPs, guys. Only put the SL and TP in after the data release, assuming one, the buy or the sell is filled. So if we don't have an SL and TP, if that one's filled, we cancel that immediately, and then afterwards, hopefully it's going to be zooming up. Then you can put your stop loss in.
Because I'm using the MT5 on my phone.
Yeah.
That's why I'm asking, because as I put the prices for the buy stop, I still have to include the stop loss and take profit.
No, you don't have to include at all. No, like I said, don't put in the SL and TP. Only put an SL in and TP in after one is filled, and then you'll see which one's filled, because you'll be cancelling the other one.
Okay.
Got it. It's not a buy. It's not a normal trade. It's a straddle trade. It's not a buy or a sell trade. We don't know what's going to happen, so we're providing for either occasion to occur.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay. Udzanani, I can't pronounce your name too well. Sorry about that. But yeah, on such a small amount of money, I suppose about 0.02 should do it. It's about 80 rand. 0.02 or even 0.03, something like that. But try, guys, I beg of you, try and get some money into your account. People trading with these minuscule balances, they're not giving themselves a chance. It's not going to happen for you. You cannot diversify. You can't. You can only go into one trade at a time. You haven't got enough money to go. You haven't got enough free margin to go in more. Everything's against you. You need capital, you need knowledge, and you need the right equipment to do the job. Remember, it's an international $1 trillion market, this, and you're fighting it with a phone and no knowledge and $10. It's like trying to attack a tank with a pea shooter. You're not doing yourself any favors. If you want to do anything properly, you're going to do it. It's like, see, I'll sort of maybe pop into college now to get to study medicine. Well, you're not going to do very well. You're going to do it properly. You need capital, knowledge, and the right equipment. Okay, you can start placing your orders now, guys. It's coming up to 25 past. Placing your orders. I hope you've all got the mechanics now. It's a bit late to teach it if you haven't, and I believe everyone has, or they would have said so. Push this up. Okay, so yeah, you should all have it by now. If you didn't, well, it's a bit late because it's coming up to people placing the orders now. So I trust you've all got the idea. Thanks for your assistance there, Dirk. Yes, that is quite right. Remember, this is a slightly different. So remember, if either filled, delete the one that's not. Don't leave a pending line there. Get rid of it. Let the filled one, assume one's going to get filled, and then run with it. Put stop loss in afterwards. Okay. Now, the only thing we're hoping is not going to happen is going to be exactly this. I hope that's not going to happen, because then neither might get filled. It might jump around a bit. Can cause a bit of confusion. If it starts jumping around, it's a bit directionless, but exactly the same. Rather cancel them both and say, sorry about that, guys, this happens. I can't control the market, nobody can. I'm just hoping it's going to be a nice big differential. If there is, we should hope to get a decent movement on it. And we'll discuss afterwards if anyone made any mistakes or anything like that. This is the time to be open and honest with us here, so we can iron it out, so next time we get it right. Okay. And I do suggest strongly, those who don't join the trading room, do so, because that's people trading without much knowledge, and they're battling. This is where you pick up your practical knowledge. If you can't make it, it's recorded on the portal. Go to the social media at the bottom of the menu and go to YouTube. It's recorded there. The trading room, that is. And I put the time in as well. I host it. Okay. So like a forum, we all join in. Happy families. Oh yeah, it is awesome. And that one, I have to be honest, guys, I did pay Dirk to say that. No, I'm just joking. Yes, thanks for that. Thanks for that backup there. Because most people, unfortunately, buckaroos, not because of the market. Sometimes it is, can't do anything about that. It's just silly, easy mistakes to iron out. They just weren't aware they were making that mistake. So remember that hopefully we'll iron some of those out in the trading. Get the position sizing right, volumes, the understanding how the market works, and that sort of basic idea. And a nice single malt will be back. Three minutes to go, guys. Isn't this exciting? 3 minutes to kick off. If you want to risk, if you want, depends on what you want to risk. If you've got an account of R1,000, you want to be risking about $100. If you got R1,000, if you've got about 20 odd or more, 25, I don't know, some of that, you want to risk R1,000. Well, clearly divide 40 into 100 gives you 25 micros or 0.25, correct? If you want to risk R1,000. But that means you've got that kind of margin, and you've got to know this. You don't know about volumes, join the trading room. Because not understanding correct volumes and position sizing, I think safely saying about you, Clinton, guys, who's traded before, is probably the biggest mistake that comes back and bites. It's like trying to go shopping without knowing what your budget is. That's why I have a calculator here. Please make sure you get it. There you are, there's a calculator there, and you can get it from the live chat, go into technical support. But on your laptop, not the phone. The phone is just a backup. A mobile backup. Another minute or so to go, guys. Hope you've all got your orders placed. Don't say, shall I place it now? You don't have time. Get that order in. Those both orders in. About another minute to go. The whole world's watching this, by the way. There's guys in Australia and Hawaii and 3 o'clock in the morning up watching this. Japan. They're not sleeping, my friend. I owe you more than single. I think I owe you a bottle there, Mr. Pinot. I see single malt as in no cash. Not single tires and single malt get you. Maybe with a caviar thrown in as well. I don't know if you've ever had caviar. I think grossly overrated, in my opinion. Just coming up. Wait for it, guys. Don't forget, delete the one that's not filled unless 9 of them are filled. There we are. Delete the top one. There. And now if you want to put a stop loss in, you can. Put it, maybe you can put a stop loss in at 19, make it 1980 there. You won't lose much. You lose a couple of bucks, you won't lose much. The figures came out at 339, which is just under double. So it's quite a big disparity. I thought there'd be a bit more reaction. It's surprising. What's the dollar doing? I'll copy and paste the dollar index for you so you got it going forward. There you are. There's a dollar index. Hasn't had much effect so far. It's surprising. It's such a big disparity. I thought it'd have a bit more effect. A bit of a chance anyway. So if you want to put a stop loss in, you put it 1980, okay? And if it starts going decently, takes up 1970, you can start modifying your stop loss. I'm a bit disappointed, actually. I thought it'd be a bigger move, such a big disparity. Some guys are left already, a bit surprising. This is the exciting part. Anyway, if you did it properly, you should all be in profit. No, it's employment figures. The other way around. Oh, not unemployment, the employment figures has come out as well. But anyway, that's a good point. Good point there. Actually, good point. So where they are. Unemployment rate has gone to 3.7, slightly high. That might have a bit of effect. Good point. Thanks, Howard, since you're around. So concerning the NFP, I forgot about that. Thank you. That's why I need a trading room, guys. Support me. So, guys, it should be in a bit of a profit. As if you put in more or less what I put mine in, it should be all about the same. It should be in a little bit of a profit. Dancing around rather surprisingly. Give it a bit of a chance to get moving. I don't know why it deleted itself. Did something wrong. I have no idea why that happened. Maybe platform trading tonight sorted out with Clinton. He might be able to help you on that. I have no idea why that happened. But yeah, you can see it's in a profit. You should all be in a profit now. If you're not in a profit, you press some wrong button. There's a good example where you must learn how to operate the platform correctly. Can't trade unless you know how to operate the platform. You don't have to be a total expert on it, but as long as you can place an order, modify it, close it, add to your watch list, set through. That's something you need to learn in platform trading. This is about non-farm payrolls. This is assuming people have money and have funded account, know how to operate the platform. So I've got time for we're watching the trades movement. You need to re-attend platform trading. You've got to know how to modify your stop loss. Absolutely vital. Or put one in. You've got to be able to do that. You got it now, Dirk. Okay, fair enough. Somebody just said, can you send me a signal for the non-farm payrolls? Obviously, the lady is not getting it. It's not a signal, it's a buy stop, sell stop, you have to be present on. She'll get it next time anyway. Now, Peter, you've got to go to platform trading. This is not the venue for teaching the platform. That's specifically, that's why it's called platform trading. Do not, please, guys, even think of trading or whatever, and it gets some clue how to operate the platform. Otherwise, you know, it's no. Obviously. Well, I don't know about that. You must have pressed some button. No idea. Sorry, Jacobus, I have no idea what that is. Okay, other than that, guys, have you got the general idea of it? A bit disappointed, to be honest. I thought it'd be a bit more of a movement, such a big disparity, but anyway. It's a bit confused, this bloody gold, isn't it? Maybe if you did the euro dollar yen, you might come better. What's that do? No, jumping around about the same, very surprising. Don't think the market knows what it wants to do. What's the dollar index doing? I've copied and pasted it for you. You should all have it now. Not much happening, it's surprising. Some people have been kicked out. I don't know why. Maybe put a stop loss in or put it too close, or I don't know what he did. So clearly I haven't been, so I don't know. Unless you think of something there, Clinton, I don't know what might have happened there, because, well, I'm doing exactly what that should be done. I'm still in, as you can see. Good point. What about that? I keep saying, guys, we've got to be strict on here. You cannot trade unless you have a funded account. And a funded account isn't about a couple $100 either. You know, you need to have plenty free margin to be able to do the job properly. You might have overexposed. You've got to get this thing sorted. But people driving motor cars don't know how to stop the car or change gears. It's dangerous. You've got 10 classes come into the trading room. You've got to get these ironed out. People understand free margin, understand leverage. These are basics which must be used in this market. Volumes, everything. You will not stand a chance unless you know the basics. I have no idea, Monroe. I don't know. I'm feeling Clint, you might have a point. Let's figure that. You've got to get this margin thing right. You've got to have plenty free margin. You've got to have $2,000 in your account was $2,000. You've got no free margin. You risk a percentage of your account. That's how you work. But money, I don't know. Okay, Marie, good stuff. Hope you did okay. You should be in profit now. It's coming off a bit. Any questions, guys? Hello, Magdalene. I'm just in the trading room. The non-farms have been completed. If you want to do a non-farm payrolls, you've got to be in the trading room and have the straddle trade placed before 2:30. The data's already out. It's too late now. You got that? Okay, good stuff. Any questions? Hendrik, good stuff. You're in the blue. It's hovering though, isn't it? Hey, we'll see what happens anyway. Bit disappointed. I thought there'd be a bit of movement in that. Very much so, Andrew. I don't know why that is. Clearly, nearly double. It's a good 70–80% above expectations. I know little unemployment figures. All right, you got a point there, but still, it's a big deal. Very disappointing. But it's some crop, you know, better than a bloody loss, eh? But rather blue, even if it's a pretty light blue, eh? But yeah, guys, make sure you got free margin. I think that's probably why you're kicked out, because you went in too big for your account and then ran out of margin, and then you'd be margin called. Please, guys, go to a couple of classes, come to trading. We've got to get these basics ironed out. It's tough enough trying to deal with the vagaries of the market without having to hassle with incorrect volumes, etc. Well, no, you can't. No, we can trade if you want. It's up to you, but you can't do an non-farm now because the ship sailed. The data has been released. Okay, I hope it's all good there. Any questions, guys? Don't forget, put your stop loss, maybe about 1980. And then if it does come off a bit more, maybe it takes out 1970, then you can start modifying your stop loss into profit and either take your profit or let it run over the weekend. If your stop loss is obviously better than entry, because then you'll be in the profit. Sort of some horrible thing happening over the weekend. Okay, Hendrik, I'm glad you got a bit of blue eye. He's chopping around a bit. Fair enough then, Tomby. That's fair enough. That's good enough, yeah. Don't overexpose and don't underexpose. Get the volumes right. We'll discuss all that in the trading if you can attend it. Brady, that's a good question. That and quite a difficult one to answer. It depends on the situation. If the dollar continues to fall and the yields on the 10-year note continue to fall, sorry, wrong way around. If the dollar continues to strengthen and the yields continue to go up, gold might come even lower than that. But 1950 sounds like a ballpark figure to keep an eye on. But don't put a buy limit in there, for goodness sake. Things could change. If the situation changes, it could go back to 1900 or whatever. Have to keep an eye on what happens to fundamental news coming out. But yeah, all things being equal, ballpark, yeah, probably around about there. But look at the time, okay, Brady. That's not doing any pin, it's just noise at the moment. It's not turning around and going any direction. It's just noise. The market, for whatever reason, can't make its mind up what to do with these figures. And I don't quite know why. They're pretty damn good. In fact, in theory, it should be considered inflationary, which might bring up the budding talk about interest rate increases again, which will strengthen the dollar and weaken gold. Remember, gold is inversely proportional to the dollar. Gold goes up, dollar goes down. Dollar goes up, gold goes down. So that's sort of idea. Well, Van Deely, come on, you've been doing this for a while. So, of course, it's too late. It's 2:30 was the release. Yeah, that's the problem, Van Deely, is because you couldn't get in because other guys are in without sufficient funds, and that's not fair. I try and ask guys, please don't enter the trading room unless you've got sufficient funds to make use of it, sufficient margin to make use of it. Because unfortunately, now you've kept that one dealer out, now you've missed it. But then again, you need to be there at 2, so that's try and be on time at 2, and then you'll get your feet firmly booked, as they say.
Hello, Roger.
Yep.
Do you think we should start protecting? Do you think it's not gonna go down again, or should we just be patient?
Good question, my friend. Good question. I'm erring on the patient side. I think you put a 1980 stop in, you're going to take a bit of a knock, but not much. It's going to be pretty small. I think you should have been triggered around about the 1976-ish mark. I know what price you got in at. So a $4 stop ain't going to hurt you too much. So I think put 1980 in. My feeling is towards patience. I still think that big disparity should give a decent knock on gold down, knock it a bit further down. I'm not sure why it's so hesitant, but I say 336 compared to 180, in my opinion, is good news for jobs, but it is inflationary, you know, and which means stronger dollar. Likely interest rates increase coming up in June, maybe not, we'll see, but that's the thinking, which will be having a negative effect on gold. So to be honest, yeah, I'd say I'm erring on the patient side here.
Okay, thank you.
And your silver crystal ball, Andrew, is not a bad one. That's not a bad one, 1960. That's why Brady said maybe 950 might return, but we'll see, depending on the situation. But that's not a bad bit of crystal ball gazing. I'm tend to lean to you on that crystal ball as well. But it doesn't matter. Don't mean you get out at 1960. Just modify your stop to get stopped out. Touch wood, it seems to start to react a little bit now. As I say, when it comes to this, expect the unexpected. Any question, guys? You should all be in the blue now. The smile should start widening just a tad. I'm hoping you guys got that one. Good. I'm sorry about that one, Delia. It's very disappointing. Make sure you try and get it at 2 o'clock next time. Otherwise, but say it's unfair. I don't mind if you've got 100 people and all got sums of money to trade. That's fair enough. But when somebody takes a seat up and doesn't let you in, it's a bit unfair. But that being as it may, there are other opportunities. If you didn't get this right, you weren't sure, we'll do it. We'll get it right next time. You know what I'm saying? It's not the one and all, end all, be all. We're having another one on the CPI. When is it, Clinton? I think it's not next week, it's the week after. We'll do one, and we'll do another one next month for this one. And, you know, once a month, we'll do a CPI US, that is, and not a PPI, US CPI, Consumer Price Index, and the non-farms. So you get another opportunity.
Okay, thank you very much, sir. Next time.
Yeah, one of those things, don't panic, but it is a pity. Yeah. Good, because I'm back in that bloody Swiss bank. JPY, yeah. Good, I'm glad to hear that. What's it doing? Not much. I would be able when you said that, I thought it might be about 153, 70, 80 something. There, at least it's trying to go up. Right, which is Sunday. Hi, folks. I've learned something, I must say. I've never traded before, but I hope to start soon. Till next time, thanks. Okay, right. Okay, that's it. Okay. Any other questions, guys?
I'm still currently running on 2 trades.
Okay,
so
let them run. Make sure you modify as per normal. You know the score. You're a regular member of the TR. Yeah, I'm hoping other guys are going to make it there. Because I say you can't if you don't have knowledge, the right equipment, and funds. You need those 3. Take one of them out of the equation, and unfortunately, you go back. Is it good if I place to buy and to sell? I don't know what to talk about there. Sorry, Heinrich.
It's CAD CHF and GBP CHF. GBP CHF, I mean.
Okay, that's fine, leave it. For gold, I don't know what we're talking about. What's this buy and a sell? You got a sell stop, buy stop. You should have deleted the one that wasn't filled. The buy stop should have been deleted and you're running with a sell stop. Does anybody not know what I'm talking about there? You shouldn't be having a buy order sitting in the market. That should have been deleted. Like I said, as soon as you get one is triggered, you delete the other one. Are we all good with that?
Roger, can you check USD JPY?
Sure. Yo. Bloody hell, that jumped all over, didn't it? 10 pips above, 10 pips below. I hope they weren't both triggered.
Should we still hold the buy?
No, I wouldn't do it now. I'm not going to the weekend. I would sort of.
So should we close our buy order?
I don't know.
Well, it's running on profits, but it's
Yeah. So arbitrarily close an order. I don't know what you're in, where you got in, whatever. I don't know. Are you in? I don't know what you're in. You can't say, should I do something without giving me the information? Are you in a long trade in the dollar yen at the moment?
Yeah, I'm in a long trade.
Okay, right. You have deleted your sell order. You should have
Yes.
sell. Good. Right. Well, you're doing okay. The dollar is sort of hovering. So I don't know why it's hovering. It should be strengthening, but it's just hovering at the moment. So to be honest, it's pretty difficult to call. What price did you end? What price did you get the entry triggered? What price you filled at?
I got in at one. Yeah, there was a slight pullback. So it's actually starting to go up right now.
Yeah, I get that. But what price did you get in? That was the question.
Yeah, 139,031.
139.03. Don't worry about the last figure. It's a point. We're after pips. So you're 17 pips in profit. That's all right. Yeah, put your stop up to break even. Make it 139.05. Then you're covered. Your costs are covered or whatever. And then you can breathe easily and hopefully be patient and let the trade run. But I wouldn't be entering the dollar yen at the moment going into the weekend. That's it, only if you're already on board. Hope you're good with that, Sir Brendan.
Yes, thank you, Roger.
Okay, mate, good stuff. All right, let's go back to gold, see how it's doing. I don't think under the euro dollar, probably the same sort of situation. A quick check on that. That's coming off a bit, so it should be in a profit there. Gold, yeah, start to come right. Yo, yippee-yi-yay. Not so far, but it might. But you did a euro dollar if you want, that's up to you. But we did gold on here. And the gold clearly, you should be in about $5 per ounce profit, or whatever position size you took. Hey, it's coming nicely now. It's suddenly waking up. That's fine. Okay, it's a bit close. It's up to you. I hate to see you stopped out, but if you want, you might want to put your stop loss entry. Some guys do what that means. Well, if you entered at 1976, that's your entry price. You modify your stop loss to entry. So if you want to modify your entry, you can. That's correct. An OPEC meeting over the weekend on oil. But if you're in oil, you should be in Brent, doing very well indeed. One of our trading signals doing very well. Clearly get your stop loss modified into profit. So you can go into the weekend nice and relaxed to know your stop losses are better than your entry and you're protected. Okay. Guys, don't play with the US dollar ZAR unless you've got a decent account and you are aware of the pitfalls of it. See, it's called an exotic. It's not as liquid as some of the others, and so it attracts higher costs, a lot more costs. It's more expensive, and the margins are much higher. Okay, so if you're a beginner, rather leave the dollar around alone, and you do that to the next step forward in your trading journey. Okay. But starting to come right, eh, guys? Hey, Zuzu, remember I said maybe a bit of patience I'm leading towards? Looks like the patience of us paying off. So I think, yeah, if you want, get your stop to entry to break even. Okay, so then you can relax and know your mind's not then handled by stress.
Yeah, my heart was beating out of my chest there for a second.
I bet it was. Yeah. And it wasn't to do with a pretty girl walking by either.
Right?
What time's the event end? Oh, well, I'll probably end just now. This is just a session 2 till 3, but I'll go up. Go longer if the guys need my assistance or question answer, or before because it goes a bit quiet. But yeah, just goes back to normal trading. Don't try and join it now. Okay.
Still think it's gonna fall, or is think it's gonna come back up?
I hope it's good. I hope it's going to continue forward. To me, the big disparity is inflation on the figures. That in theory should be good, bad for gold. I'm hoping it's going to get down to where Andrew said, about 1960. Might 1950, then have a big smile there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Remember, we've already got a long gold trade out on that. Most guys are out already. It came within 25 cents of our TP. 1983, something or other. 1984 is our TP. I think most of the guys have taken profit anyway. I've taken profit. Most guys are already out, stopped out in the profit on that one. So obviously it's going the opposite way at the moment. Look at that. Don't get greedy, Andrew. Of course you're going to get greedy. What you really means, don't get scared. Remember Wall Street, the original one, not the Wolf of Wall Street, the original one all those years ago. And he says, greed is good. Michael Douglas, remember that? Well, after Tuesday, I'm going to put a stop loss in and hold it. I'll see what I feel like. Don't worry about me. If it's going well, I'll probably hold it. And once the stop loss with that profit, I might let it run actually, yeah. Any questions, guys, before we wrap up here? It's in a profit now, you should be good. You should have modified your stop from 1980 to entry or slightly better than entry. And so at least you're protected, get out, and hopefully we'll run a bit further to give you some profit. That's exactly it, Peter. When you're under pressure, it addles the brain. That's why it's nice to relax, take your time over it and get on top of it. So it's like muscle memory. You're quite right. But it's always important to platform trade. Remember, we can provide signals to you, but I can't place them for you. So rule number one, before you even pick up stock market college or anything, platform trading, you've got to be able to operate that platform. Otherwise, the whole thing's pointless, clearly. And it's not complicated. Well, I don't think it is anyway. Trading can be, but not the platform. It's not designed to be difficult. No, you modify your stoppers, absolutely. What you mean, what you can do, maybe I'm on the wrong, let's say you want to go to the CAD JPY. If it's moving quickly, you obviously got to work out your volumes and then press the buy or the sell and then go and put your stop loss and TP in afterwards if you want to. You know what I mean? Same way as you modify, you place it afterwards. Because you're faffing around trying to place the order. And by the time you put the stop loss and TP in, it might have gone up 10, 20 pips in your favor and you're missing out. So if it's moving quickly, make sure you got your volumes right, place the buy or the sell, whichever way you're going, and then go in and modify by putting stop loss and TP in afterwards. You always do that if you want. It comes with practice. It's time consuming because it's first time, but after a while, it's just quicker and quicker. That problem with that is actually the downside of that is you get too ahead of yourself. And I've done that myself. You rush it a bit, thinking, and then you go in with the wrong order, or you go into the wrong trade. Make sure it's a buy, it's in the right pair. You know, I want to go in the Euro CHF, and I got this one by mistake, and oh bloody hell, I've gone on the wrong one. So make sure you're in the right one, wherever it happens to be, and then make sure before you click the buy sell, at least you got it right. Make sure your volumes are right. Just check. That is really irritating. I've certainly done that. I expect most people have. Your dollar yen should be going all right. Let's have a look. Yeah, starting to go a bit better. That's good. I'm happy for that, Brendan. Okay, you can reduce, Madeira, you can reduce your position as well, don't forget. You don't have to close the entire position unless you've got 1 micro. You can't go smaller than that. You've got more 1 micro, you can reduce your position. If you've got 5, you can bank 2 and let the other 3 run, or bank 3, let the other 2 run. You always do that. All this stuff is in platform trading. That's why the class are provided, people to attend. If they don't and they make a cock up, it's not our fault, you know, that's what it's there for. It's not difficult, but it's very important. What about Euro GBP? I don't know what to talk about, sorry. So I'm not quite with you on that. Do you want to look at the Euro? Well, we'll look at trades on, this is really a non-farm payroll session. We'll be looking at new trades on Monday morning in the trading room if you want to join us there. Well done, Peter. Go back to the goals, see what's happening there. Just trying to come off that, good stuff. Okay, guys, well, all I can say is have a good weekend. Glad to see we're in the blue. All of you should have made a profit if you're into the gold. In fact, I think you should have made a profit in the dollar yen if you took
Yeah, Roger, why is it today the movement was very slow?
I don't know.
It wasn't like the previous NFP.
No bloody idea, but to be brutally honest, I have no idea. As I say,
I just wasn't happy with the whole market movement.
Makes no bloody sense to me either. If it makes you feel any better, because as I say, I've seen bigger moves last time with a very disparity between the actual and the expected. This was a big difference, and yet it's been slower.
Yeah, it was.
But a lot of times, I'll be honest, in the markets, I look at it, I look at the price action, and I shake my head and roll my eyes at times, because oftentimes it doesn't make sense. But you're quite right. I have no idea why that is. That should have been down at 1965, 60 by now, and a much bigger movement, because it's 336 compared to 180. That's a hell of a difference. Remember the last one was a big difference, and we got a bigger move. So go figure.
So we just look forward to CPI.
CPI, I'm not sure what that is. Actually, I have to check it out. I'm pretty sure it's not next week. I think it's the week after.
Oh, it's on the 13th.
You're in my VIP group. By the way, guys, forgot to mention that you've got my WhatsApp number. Any guys who got 150 US dollars or 2,500 rand or more in their account, WhatsApp me and I'll add you to my VIP group, and I clearly will update you close to the time of the CPI. Okay. Yeah, well, why not one dealer? Hold on to it. It's doing well, Brent. Why would you want to get out of it? Let it run. It's doing okay. Modify your stop, protect yourself, make sure your stop's in a profit, whatever happens. Let it run. You might get a TP. Who knows? Why would you want to close now? If you're protected, close it. When you get out, it's up to you. It could go shooting up. I don't know. Nobody can predict that. But it seems to be at the moment moving downwards. So why take it? That's another point I have a lot of problem with, guys. You're taking profit far, far too quick. Everyone wants to soon get the profit and we get out of it. But as soon as they're in a loss, they want to hold on to it. So in the end, you lose 1, you win 10, you still don't make money because you're taking peanut profits and taking massive losses beyond your losses. You need to give the winners a chance and run with the winners. Why grab your winners? You want to be getting out your losses, but people hold on and modify the stop loss away from their losing trades, so they can end up losing more because they don't want to take a loss. And as soon as they win, they think it's going to be taken away from them, so they get out as soon as possible. That's not, no, run with your winners. Why? It's going to, buyers and sellers are always going to push it up and down. Look at those green and red candles. Always going to have up and down. We call that market noise. Buyers of millions of people, as we speak, are getting in and getting out the market. So you always get a bit of noise. We clearly see it's down the moment. Let the damn thing run. Make some money out of it. Good stuff. I want a big smile on your face there, Chepo. And you love the adrenaline. Don't get out of it. Enjoy the adrenaline. You're getting a fun out of it. You're getting adrenaline and you're making some bucks. Why get out of it? No. You've got yourself protected. You've modified your stop to break even or slightly better. So you're protected whatever happens. So you're relaxed. You're not going to take a loss on it. You should all have made money on it. If you haven't, obviously you go back to platform trade and get your buttons pressed. Or make sure you got margin in. Don't try and trade with squat money because you won't have a chance. Get some money in there, understand platform trading, and then follow these little directions we've given you, and you should, all of you should have made money. If you didn't, unfortunately, you pressed a button that was incorrect somewhere. Hope we're all good with that. Profit's profit, Hendrik. It's a nice one. Thing is, it's giving you a bit of confidence. It's whetted your appetite, and hopefully looking forward to the next time. That's the whole idea. Okay, guys, it's 3 o'clock now. We'll wrap it up. Have a great weekend. And don't forget, this is the trading room Zoom, 9:30 till 11, weekday mornings, trading room. We'll iron out these basic mistakes in trading, as long as you interact with me. Okay. And platform trading, if you're not trying to modify, close part position, add to your watch list or whatever, stop trading, go to platform trading, get on top of that. Very, very important. Don't try driving a car, you know how to change gear, basically. Hey. Okay, Alvin, of course, absolutely. Thanks, Benelli. Thanks, guys. Sorry, I shout a bit, but it's very important to get it right. Last thing we want to do is people lose money because they didn't understand something. That breaks one's heart. You should all done well. Okay, brilliant. Thank you, Christopher. Thanks for feedback. I put on earlier, but I'll do it again now. But only if people got funds, not what do you call it, demo accounts. And 100 Rand is not a funded account, guys. Roger, trading support. You got to give yourself a chance by having funds to diversify, that sort of thing. There we are. So, well, I'm saying 2.5. The more you put in, more you can spread your risk. You get not all your eggs in one basket. Diversify. You need capital in a capitalist, but this is a capitalist setup business, this, and you need capital. So you got 2.5 grand or more. WhatsApp me. I'll add you to my WhatsApp group. It's a VIP group where you'll get daily morning economic updates. You'll be updated in other aspects when the CPI comes up or any other bits of information, and you'll get some extra signals sent to you as well, because you'll have the money to be able to place them. Probably you got $500 or $600. You can only go on one trade at a time, or you can go more, but then you're overexposed. You're risking margin call. So you've got to have all your eggs in one basket. I'm going to be brutally honest with you. If you've got tiny funds and you're up against an international market, you're not getting the odds on your side. So you need to have the knowledge, like I said, the equipment, proper Wi-Fi, and you need capital. No ways around it, I'm afraid. Trying to squeeze wine out of water doesn't unfortunately happen. Okay, guys, great stuff. Right, so there's your number, and hope to catch you in the trading. Cheers, guys, and have a great weekend. Cheers. I hope it all went well for you. Thanks for your assistance, by the way, Clinton.
It's been a great learning curve, sir. I'll try to be on time next time.
Well, yeah, but I'm still a bit peeved about that, because I'm pretty sure there's a couple of guys there in there who didn't trade it or didn't have enough money to trade it and then kept you out. It's a pity. We'll get you next time on DD. But thank you, Roy. I'm glad you learned stuff. Very important. Cheers, guys.
Enjoy your weekend.
And yourself, mate. Thanks, Ed. Cheers, guys. Cheers, Irene.